Actually, we'll start. Hey, we'll start here. Yeah, it's okay. I really didn't want to wear headphones in the kitchen, so that's it. And I've got the microphone here, hopefully with enough gain to get me, so I don't have to have the microphone in my face. I'm trying to figure out a good, sustainable kitchen setup. So, think I got it. But yes, hello, welcome. So, the only problem is I don't actually have clean counters. I never do, so I don't know where to put anything. Um, and I left my mouse in the other room, so I may have to go get my mouse at some point. I left it in the other room. However, as you can see, we're doing the things. We are doing our best to do the things. Yes, this is my kitchen. Don't look over there. It's messy. Don't look over there. It's messy. It's messy everywhere. I'm a mess. I love mess. So yeah, we're just gonna get started with some coffee. I've already turned up. I already heated the water a bit, so this won't be too loud. The microphone is right. So if you can see my hands, here's the cooking service. The microphone is right there. So I may end up muting it if I'm doing a food processor or other devices. But yeah, welcome. Good morning. I hope that everybody is doing well. Today we're gonna be making a few things. We're going to be raising money for the American Heart Association. We've already had a donation of $75 before I could even get started. So, you know, there you go. We're doing well. And welcome in, everyone. I see some people. I've got a laptop over here with chat. I may miss some things in chat. I apologize in advance. If it's something super important, just repeat it. I'll catch it, or a mod will catch it. And the only other thing I've noticed is that, although I completely like, it's it can be difficult to do these kinds of setups. And I did put a command in for when there might be a little bit of a technical flub, but I think that by reducing the distance of my USB cables and plugging them directly into the hub, that helped. The only problem is I've now created a minefield, not no, like a obstacle course in my living room. So if I'm going back in there, I have to remember that there are wires stretched across from the kitchen to the computer. So if you hear something falling in the other room, that's just me. And chances are if I fall, the entire stream's going to stop. So, you know, yay. So let's not do that today. We're also not going to do any, we're not going to do any nonsense today. I'm not in the mood. I'm really not in the mood. And neither are my mods. Hi, have you met my mod team? They're lovely. So, I do. I'm like, to get over these wires. But let me go ahead and start. I'm going to start the coffee water up. I'm going to do a very important thing, which is take my meds. So if you haven't done that, please feel free to do that. These are mostly for my chronic illness, pain, allergies, and then one actually multivitamin. So, let's go. If I'm gonna break into a museum, it's gonna be all like sexy, like the Catherine Zeta-Jones, where for some reason she's like sliding under lasers, but with her butt all up in the air and stuff. So we're not doing that today. Okay, so coffee water is set. I'm ready to start making coffee. And we've done this before. So we've done this before. I'm gonna be I have the ability to switch back and forth between the cameras, so I'm gonna do my best to use the one that makes the most sense. Herb in a cat suit. Let me take off some of the pandemic weight and maybe, or I can get like a corset, whatever. These are espresso roast beans. They're basically just dark roast. And, ooh, a catsuit onesie. Now you're talking. I do need some new onesies. Um, these are like espresso dark roast, so I don't have a burr grinder, so I use a Crux. Oh no, French talk. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that the reminder happened. I don't have a burr grinder. I use a Crux. I use a Crux grinder. I've had it since the early 90s. It has always served me well. Um, I am exactly of human weight, meaning I am the exact appropriate weight for my height and my age, as are all of you. And I don't do anything fancy or schmancy with these.
Virgil!
Oh, thank you for the host. All right, look, y'all. It's gonna be like that today. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I love that they I love what they named the latest near replicant. It just cracks me up. That's the actual name of the game. Um so and yes, please clip at your leisure. The only thing I have done today is I have turned off follow alerts both on screen and in the bot. If you're new and you're following, I'll do my best to catch up with you, perhaps with the credits. But sometimes because we're gonna be on a front page slot for the charity food and drink marathon, there can be a lot of follows, and that can be a little bit disruptive. Um, the fact that it's version 1.22474487139, like that's the full name of the game. That's wild. It's like when it's like Bender in the Futurama movie when he's reciting the 100 like one code, and it's like, so what's the name of your game? Okay, we'll sit down. You're gonna need a minute. Oh, it might be an Easter egg code. I have no idea. That would make sense. That would make sense. So grinding some beans. A different kind of grinder than some of you may be thinking. It's fine. I've been muting the microphone a lot because food grindy noises. Oh, you're right. I wonder if that's just a joke for like a joke on streamers. Okay. Very, very sophisticated for my AeroPress, which I use a funnel to get the grounds in. There's like a whole whatever to get them in there, but I never use that. I need a spoon, pardon me. I'm right over here. Okay. So you will hear a lot of kitchen noises. If the kitchen noises get too loud or too let me know and I can adjust the microphone, or I can just mute. Oh, well, you're welcome, Quadra Bear. Thank you for being here. Let me switch over here. Zoop, there we go. Well, hey Joe, how are you? My Google Photos actually pulled back. I don't think they pulled it back the memory on the exact day, but they pulled back the memory of when you visited and we got to hang out for a little bit. But yeah, there's a menu command, and I have. I realize some of this is going to be kitchen ASMR as well. I have also got a document ready with what I'm making today. Oh, that would be the sun interfering with me. This will be available in my Discord later, so I will share this in my Discord later. But as I said, today we're going to be making coffee right now because I absolutely need it. And then later on, we're going to be starting up some cheesecake. It's a light version of a New York cheesecake, and then I am. And then we are going to be making a super light That is the name. No, I didn't say that. Rocco Despirito's super light chili con carne with beans. It uses turkey, and yeah, it's pretty much everything is really easy to make. Okay, I lie. Uh, the cheesecake is a little bit difficult because America's Test Kitchen. Oh wow, that is really America's Test Kitchen. Books Illustrated did a whole lot about how do we replicate something in a lower calorie version, lower calorie, lower fat, and you know, they tried like a bunch of different things. And unfortunately, sometimes to replicate what you might get in a restaurant or to replicate what you might get in order, you have to do some weird things. So this cheesecake has a few weird things. Um, no, I lie, not that I lie. So, and French Tuck knows. You know, I knew French Tuck knows. Oh my gosh, we have a donation, and I have no way to see what that donation is. Hold on a moment. I apologize. I did not get everything I needed to get set up, but thank you so much. I see it coming over there, but I made it so tiny on the screen in there that I can't see how much it is. So 1 second. Sue, thank you for the $20 donation. Yay. Um, let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, sorry. We had our water boiling. We're gonna do this. I do this because sometimes I plunge way too hard and the air that comes out causes the whoosh of the coffee, which we don't want. I am probably legit 100% going to spill this coffee today. I'm telling you that right now. But I'm going to do my best not to do that. So essentially, we're just going to pour and stir and agitate. And stir and agitate and pour. And there we go. So that's going to need about 8 minutes. So,
8 minutes, starting now.
Mute myself when I talk to my Echo because I don't want your Echo going off and being like, what? So you all don't need a coffee timer for 8 minutes, just me. I usually start wow, I'm sorry, my brain. I usually start this when my starting soon screen is happening, so this all happens behind the scenes. But congratulations, you're getting it live today. Cap, hello. I definitely try not to say the words for those activations just because, you know, no one means it to be trolling, but all of a sudden you're like, wait, why is my phone responding? Why is my Echo responding? Why is my, you know, home, my home mini responding? You don't want any of that. That's odd. But I do find that a lot of people respond to my voice, and I realize I have a Motherlands command, but I believe I have the wrong day because I didn't realize you were coming back on Wednesday, so I think Motherlands says Sundays, but it's actually Wednesdays. But yeah, they asked me to do the season 2 intro, and I was happy to do it. And yes, I apologize. I need to fix that to be Wednesdays now. Wait. Yes, Wednesdays. I apologize. So that is wrong. That's 100% wrong. That's all on me. Let's see here. So we're also going to be a little bit fancy. Just a little bit fancy. And we're going to do milk froth on top. So this is me basically just adding in my sweetener. I use a Splenda alternative for my coffee instead of sugar. I switched a while back, you know. I switched a while back, and I don't mind it so much. Let's see here, and then I need roughly just about a tablespoon, so it's like 3 of these for my cream. And then what I do... And yes, if anyone happens to stay overnight, I will make you coffee like this in the morning. If you earned it. I don't know what. You know what? Don't at me. So this is still basically brewing and simmering away. There are like a lot of different ways to do AeroPress. This is kind of a take on the inverted method. Although I could just go ahead and put this plunger in and let that, but I'm fine with it just sitting there for a minute. Don't roll off. Don't roll off. Is there a hot chocolate equivalent to this much effort? Actually, there is. What I would do is I would probably, at that point, I would get some cocoa, and I would probably do that up with a blend of milk and cream, or milk and half. I wouldn't do all cream, and I would probably do some cocoa powder blended with sugar, and then like a sprinkle of salt, and just kind of whizzed it together, like whisked it or stirred it together, and then heated it up and added more milk and basically kind of temper that out. If you have almost any, it doesn't have to be Hershey's, it can be anyone. There's going to be a recipe for cocoa on the side. But if I had melted dark chocolate around, I might, but here's the thing, I don't always have that around. I don't bake or cook with chocolate a lot, except for chocolate chip cookies. So, let's see here. We shouldn't have too much time on the timer. So what I do is I use a milk frother. It's got the little whiskey thing on it, and I warm this up in the microwave when my coffee is done. So we got a few minutes on that. While that's happening, I'm going to very slowly pull together things for the cheesecake. So we've got to start with. Can y'all hear that bird, or is that just? I have no idea if you can hear the birds, but the birds are really, really into it today. Oh, those are not supposed to be happening. I apologize. I'm not supposed to be having the follow alerts on screen. I'm pretty sure I turned those off. Okay, well, I'll see what's going on there. Anyway, yeah, birds are audible. Hey, Eddie, welcome on in, Baltimore Pisces. Oh, I forgot what I was doing. Just that fast. So I may close the door because they are loud. I wanted the window open so I had a little bit of venting of the heat, but I may go ahead and close the patio door. Regardless, I've definitely... frothing. So once the coffee's done, I'm gonna pop the half and half in the microwave for about 8-9 seconds, and then I'm gonna froth it up. I am going to plunge the coffee, and then I'm gonna add the two, and that'll be like my fancy latte. If you have a thermal, like walled chamber, like one of these glasses that has the kind of interior, what you can do is you can froth the milk, pour it in, and then do the coffee, and then you can have that like nice transparent kind of thing. But we're not doing that today. There's a lot going on. We're not doing all that today. And thank you very much for the donos. I completely missed them. I apologize. Let me turn this on so I can get all these. Hold on a second. I am the worst. Zeki, thank you for the $5 donation. Art for the Apocalypse, thank you for the $20 donation. We are doing it. I have too many windows open. I've got my laptop here, so I'm doing my best. But it's okay, because we're all doing our best. We are all doing our best, and that's okay. For the cheesecake, we're going to start with the crust. I've already got the oven preheating to 325. The crust is essentially graham crackers. I normally use ginger snaps when I make a cheesecake of my own style. When I make the Junior's New York style cheesecake, I use ginger snaps. But today we're going to use graham crackers because that's what the recipe suggests. So, we'll go ahead and do that. I have like 15 pairs of scissors in my kitchen. Don't at me. If you don't have a good pair of kitchen scissors, or if you don't have 15 good pairs of kitchen scissors, I don't know. Amalia. So yeah, essentially we're going to pop these in a food processor, which is going to be, essentially going to be my, it happens to be named after, it's actually the Ninja blender. It came with a combo, it came with like a blender, a food processor, and a smoothie cup thing. So my coffee's nearly done. My coffee's done. I'm going to go ahead and pop this in the microwave for about 8 seconds. Ian, a quarter ghost, thank you so much for the $10 donation. Awesome. Oh, we're off to such a good start. So, let's see here. We got the right thing. I've got the camera pointed as best I can. So, first let me go ahead and plunge this coffee. And yeah, as you can see, it's just, I'm just, you know, plunging it out. I wish I had 15 different cameras so you can get all the angles, or I wish I had a camera person helping me, but I don't. And let me tell you, if, well, no, I won't. I won't be super salty or super petty. Maybe a little petty. I'll simply say, doing this in the kitchen is difficult. Lighting things in the kitchen is difficult. And filming things in the kitchen is difficult with stationary cameras. So, as I said, I'm doing my best. And that's all anyone can ask. Now here's where I get in trouble because it's close to the top and there's still coffee in here. And there's a whole bunch of air that's about to pop out. And I always end up over plunging and getting coffee all over the counter. So we're going to try not to... There we go. We're going to try not to do that. We actually did not spill coffee this morning. It's a Christmas miracle. It's a Christmas miracle. So, we have our coffee. It's lovely. Now, let's go ahead and do a little bit of a zhuzh. Again, there's going to be some noise. So I'm kind of tilting it to the side to move everything around. And once it starts frothing up, then I tilt it back upward and move it around counterclockwise to the frothing. And you just kind of build it up. Sometimes it doesn't want to cooperate. Today it's being a little stubborn. Ooh, thank you very much for the donation. I will see that in a minute. So sometimes it doesn't always rise because, you know, it's possible I should have given the cup a wipe out even though it's clean. Sometimes, honestly, sometimes my cream just doesn't want to behave. I give up. But, but we have our coffee, which is not in a thermal cup, so this is very hot, so give me a second because I'm going to try not to burn myself. Oof. And there you are. There's still a little bit left in, so hold on. There you go. The cream is sleeping in this morning, yes. What I found is that depending on your choice, I tend to find that lower fat cream and lower fat milk actually froth a little bit better than higher fat with a frother. If you're going to go ahead and put in the full arm work, if you're going to really put in the full whisk work, you can froth anything. Like, can you froth that? Yes, you can. Froth Go. Don't. You actually can't froth anything. Don't do that. We're like, I couldn't get my bath water to froth. Hashtag froth anything. There you go. Oh, the memes and t-shirts are just writing themselves at this point. Froth anything. So yeah, got some lovely frothy coffee going. I mean, a bath frother is just a hot tub, isn't it? Really, at that point. All the bubbles. Okay, so we're going to retire temporarily. Oh my goodness, everyone's being really, really kind and generous this morning. What are we doing? Mostly Bad Fly. I missed that $30 donation. Thank you very much. Leshki, thank you for the $20 donation. That puts us at $180 already towards our $1,000 goal. Today's goal is modest because we're part of the Food and Drink Charity Marathon. And there are actually going to be a lot of people. I'm reading because I'm professional. There's going to be a lot of people. So actually, we've had a few Rainbow Arcade members. We had Donutart. Today we've got the Mermaid. Jeff Brutlag is on as well. Let's see here. We got a lot of good people on today. Oh, I Geeked Out was on last night. Anna Geeks was on yesterday. There's a lot of good people who've been part of this marathon. And I will say unashamedly that it's also queer as heck. So, oh, goodness. Hold on a moment. There you go. Sorry about that. So, yeah, there's been a lot of queer rep in this marathon. I enjoy doing streams from my kitchen. I'm not always the best at it. I'm gonna do my best to cover because, as you can see, overhead lighting is the devil. As you can also see, overhead lighting is the devil. So I'll be doing my best to cover some areas of the counter if I can, so you don't get super glare. But, you know, don't worry about it. However you do things in your kitchen is fine. I will post these recipes later. You know, but I don't stress about anything too terribly much. I did not leave space to... Hold on a second. I didn't leave space to put these somewhere else. One moment. Oh, look, it's my comfort food. Don't at me. That's not a sponsorship, although call me. My mother always said, like, I could probably break a world record for demolishing a bag of potato chips. So, you know, maybe we can do a collab, Lays. I'm just saying. All right, so. Hashtag goals. Oh my goodness. Thank you very much. We're at $230. Dharma, thank you for the $50 donation. Thank you so much. Whoa, no, more's coming in. Panther Lily. Oh goodness, thank you so much for the $100 donation. I see that. It's going to be coming on screen in just a minute. Thank you so much, Panther Lily. You did the most this past week. You did an amazing marathon. Outer Worlds playthrough, raising money for multiple sclerosis. I think did you hit your $1,500? I think. Am I remembering that correctly? Because yeah, Panther Lily is great. Hashtag Panther is great. Absolutely. All right, we'll see about those follow alerts. I am 100% sure I turned them off, so I'm not really sure what's going on. But regardless, we're gonna get out the big honkin' tool. Ding. This is only part of my food processor. I don't think the entire thing will fit in frame, so I'll bring it over here in a little bit. But, our Lay's flavors seem odd. No, well, you know, normal is definitely a culture thing. In the US, our flavors for potato chips or crisps are very, very, I would say, simple compared to the flavors around the world. So I think some of like our US companies started adding in flavors like it was a whole like, oh hey, let's try some regional this and regional that. They were really just trying to catch up with their international outlets in the US. I never even had like ketchup chips or all dressed until a friend from Canada brought them down. So, so to start with the crust, we're gonna pop things into the food processor. It calls for 9 graham crackers, 9 whole graham crackers. So just just crunch them all in there. They were trying to catch up. Oh gosh, Felis, why? Why, Felis? Why? Why are you like this? Don't ever change. Look, it's a stream where I'm constantly grinding. I am. I absolutely am. And whatever you're constantly grinding for is fantastic too. Right now I am just trying to stay blessed, busy, and caffeinated. Chicken chips? No, chicken chips are not. And I've definitely seen the chicken flavors elsewhere. Prawn was a new one. Prawn crisps was a big one. Oh, enjoy. Oh, doggos need food. Enjoy. Let's see here. So we're gonna grind these up. Oof. Now, okay, so haggis is haggis vegetables and spices in the thing? So do the chips taste like do they taste like veggies and spices, or do they taste like meat, or do they taste like a stew? It's interesting. I don't know. So we are going to pull out the big honker, which is the big blender. And I only noticed when I did the video last night that this has a thing on the back to wrap the cord around. I never use it because it's always active, but I never noticed that until last night when I was doing my video. So things are probably about to get loud. Hello, I am making a cheesecake today as part of things, so yes. Oh, thank you. Cord wrapping. I know, like who has time to wrap a cord? Let's see here. Okay. It is, I'm a mess, so especially because I make a lot of cocktails, I end up getting sticky stuff all over the counter. Don't clip that. So let me see here. So essentially, we're going to combine, 1 tablespoon of sugar. 1 tablespoon of sugar. Just a tablespoon of sugar makes the graham crackers blend down in the most delightful way. I always loved Mary Poppins as a kid. Okay. Okay, so after that, we're gonna actually I got softened butter, but I'm gonna melt it. I have like softened butter here. I took it out at about 6 this morning, but I'm gonna go ahead and melt it in this ramekin and pour that in later to make like a kind of a dough to press on the bottom. So let me just go ahead and get this ready. Watch as Brian gets butter all over his hands. Or not. Success! Suck it, butter. Okay. So, I'm going to mute the microphone because this is about to be loud.
It's not about the ideas, it's about how you support the ideas.
So Seb, we're just turning it into crumb powder. Um, and I'm gonna melt the butter and throw it in, and it's gonna get in the it's gonna get basically it's gonna start not really turning into a dough like when you make bread. And they always say there's that moment after you're pulsing and adding where it starts to gather. It's not going to do that, but it is going to come together and form crumminess, so it's okay. Yeah, you may hear the noise of things in your head. That's good. I just don't want that noise on stream. Doing things in the microwave is normal. Normalize doing things in the microwave. You can soften butter in there, you can melt butter in there, you can heat your water if you don't have a hot water kettle, you can do all kinds of things. Normalize it. Okay, normalize using as much time as you actually need to melt butter in the microwave and not undercutting it by 10 seconds. Hey! I will say, I am actually really happy with the kitchen setup today. I really am. So, there's that. So, I'm proud of myself for this. I definitely had some anxiety going into this, but I think it's going well. Now, we may not get through everything I want to get through. I am also okay with that, but we certainly will talk about it. So, I'm just going to pour the melted butter into the food processor, and then I'm going to run it again. If this does have a little window. So if I really wanted to, I could start running the food processor and pour the butter in. But not every food processor, has a way to do that. Some people have things that are just like food choppers that don't have a window. So you can just pour it in. But we'll try doing it fancy this time. I feel like doing it fancy is going to make a mess, but sometimes you're here for the mess, aren't you? So I'm going to mute once again. And do this. Alright, so that didn't do too badly. It definitely wetted down some of the crumbs. Other crumbs, not so much. I've got graham cracker dust. I'm now inhaling graham cracker dust. Or maybe Thanos just snapped some of the crackers away. I often wish Thanos would snap some of the crackers away. Alright, let's see here. So yeah, we actually have some good crumb happening here. It's gonna basically just get pressed and molded into the pan. It's a very, I've seen recipes that actually call for a lot more sugar to go in with the graham crackers. So that's good. If you're using a sweetened graham cracker, if you're using cookie, if you're using like cookies, like Oreo cookies or other things, you probably don't need sugar. You may need butter to get it to come together, but you probably don't need sugar if you're using like ginger snaps or Oreos or even the cinnamon, like cinnamon ginger snaps or cinnamon grahams, whatever whatever snack cookie you have around, or biscuit, let's say. I still saw that search page with like, do UK websites use biscuits, and I'm so mad. I'm just mad at it, honestly. I'm mad. Look, sometimes you gotta clip stuff that basically, exemplifies your brand, so I ain't mad at it. Oh, right. Here we go. So, I have already prepared. I've already prepared a springform pan with a little parchment round in the bottom. I actually have parchment rounds that I then trim down to the thing, but just use parchment paper if you want, or just brush it down with butter, or if you have cooking spray that is, if you have a baking spray like this, you know, some of them have, some of the non-stick cooking sprays have flour in them, some of them have like their butter type, you know, as you do, you gotta do thing. No judgment here. So what I didn't really do though, and that's just to keep this down. I don't really need to, but sometimes. Okay, come out now. Come out now. I'm coming out. Ah! We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. I will do little bits of spots of oil sticky spray just to keep it in so it doesn't move around. But I think this will do just fine. And yeah, we're gonna empty this. The problem is we're gonna need this food processor again, so I'm gonna have to wash it out. And that's the only thing I hate about, if I have to hate one thing about this multi-use blender, it's that washing it is a pain. Like, it has to be hand washed. It's not really good in the dishwasher, so there you go. Okay. Got all the crumbs. We're going to wash that in a second. I'm going to actually brush the sides of the pan because I suspect that I'm going to want to, like, zhuzh it up the sides, like you kind of press it around the sides. So I'm going to spritz those just a little bit and spread that around. I should have done this before, but I didn't. And again, it's okay. Doing a step like this in the middle is not going to ruin anything. It's not going to do anything gross to your food. And honestly, unless you have 2 cameras and a live stream of the internet for your kitchen, no one's going to know, so don't worry about it. Okay, so first off, we're just going to kind of flatten it out. And, oh, I know what I can do. I will use one of my, measuring cups that kind of like boom, boom, boom it out. Oh, that needs a little bit of a wash, so let me use a different one. And yeah, because it's got a nice flat bottom. And yeah, you're just gonna you want to level this out. I never get this 100% level. I full on admit, I will never get this 100% level. It'll never be 100% even. There will always be one side of this cake that's got more than the other. And you know what? That's just what happens. But while I have you all here, for those of you in chat who do enjoy baking from scratch or a box mix, sorry, for those who enjoy baking from a box mix, from scratch, what do you like to make? What do you like to make? What's like your go-to? Cookies from recipes. Ooh, cupcakes and muffins. That sounds nice. Okay. Any and all cakes. I don't think I've ever made an angel food cake. Ooh, cookies, biscotti, pie, muffins or cookies. A beer bread. Ooh. Raspberry and white chocolate brownies. Mmm. Ooh, brownies. Nice. Mum's lemon cake. Or, ooh. Wow. I'm seeing some really nice things. That is fantastic. Okay. Can't bake, but you can't cook, but you can make scones. Ooh. So we have now pressed it in. There wasn't enough to edge up the side. There's a little bit to edge over the lip, and they do say that's important. You really want to edge over the lip where the pan and the bottom connect. Always support the bottom. Oh, thank you for the follow. I thought I turned follow alerts off, but it looks like things are being okay, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. So the oven has been preheating to 325. I'm going to pop this in there per the recipe for about 10 to 15 minutes. While I do, I'm going to try and work on the next few things. So let's go ahead and pop the crust in the oven to kind of bake it and set it. And yeah, we'll work on the other stuff. So be right back. I'm saying be right back. It's right over there. You're going to hear some beeping today, and that's going to be my timers going off, my oven, my thing. Feel free to check. Feel free to check your own, devices, because it might be yours, but chances are it's one of mine. So that's what that is. Coffee good. You were gone forever. I can't. Oh, stop. So here's the fun part. So for the, and I said the tagline of the best light recipe for America's, oops, I'm on this camera now. The tagline for the best light recipe for America's Test Kitchen is, would you make 28 light cheesecakes to find one you'd actually want to eat? We did. Here are 300 lower fat recipes that put flavor first. So, so the main thing that's weird about this is oops, hold on, let's put you there. Let's not drop the books. Is that it has a combination of low-fat cottage cheese, light cream cheese, and Greek yogurt. That's what it uses to sub in for using all cream cheese. Now, you can make a cheesecake with all light cream cheese. You can do that. The reason that they did it is, one, because America's Test Kitchen is extra AF. Okay, they are always extra. They're not like peas in your guacamole extra, New York Times food section. You still owe us all reparations for that. But they're really doing this to get they're doing this to kind of get closer to the feel, like the mood of a New York style cheesecake. But yeah, you could totally make a cheesecake and just swap out the regular cream cheese for light cream cheese, and you've already made it lighter. So yeah, I know. Again, it wasn't that it was a bad, it wasn't that the New York Times, when they did the peas and guacamole, it wasn't that it was a bad thing for texture, flavor, etc. But they pissed off a whole lot of people with that peas and avocado thing. So I've had these out. I've had these out just getting to room temperature. In the before times, and by that I actually mean before Greek yogurt was widely available, they suggested that you make yogurt cheese from this, and that was draining the yogurt, basically getting the water out of yogurt. It took about 12 hours, not even 12 minutes, 12 hours, and it sort of formed a drained, thickened yogurt. That was before you could get Greek yogurt on the shelves. Now you can get Greek yogurt on the shelves, so we're just going to use that. So let's see here. What we need to do is, let's see here. We're going to do our best to, now I should have strained the cottage cheese. So that's something that I should have done, and I will do my best to do that right now. I'm just gonna smack it down a little bit in a bowl with a colander. So don't mind me. It's about to get saucy in here. So I'll be right back. Okay, so for the cottage cheese, this is the only thing that I should have really done ahead of time. You didn't want to drain yogurt for 12 hours? Why ever not? I know, right? I know. Um, so, cottage cheese. I'm making sure I have the right amount because sometimes pounds and ounces and grams and all that really throw me off. And these are all generic. I used Amazon Fresh to order these. These are all their house brands. It cost very little, so you don't have to use fancy anything to make these. You can use the store brand. You can use whatever brand your favorite is. For this, we're just going to, so you can see, got some liquid under here. I'm basically just going to do what I do. Yeah, we're just going to basically... Normally you would drain this. I'm going to smack the liquid out of this cottage cheese. Because I can. I'm wiping that on my pants. Again, because I can. I'm going to do laundry after this. Don't worry about it. But this is the same thing I do when I'm trying to like drain, you know, like with a colander or a strainer. They just want you to drain the liquid out of the cottage cheese because they really want to get, they just want that cottage cheese curd and they want to use it to add some texture and thickness. So, so you can do like that, or if you were smart, you could have gone back in time an hour ago and put this over a strainer and let that drip out while you've been nattering away about all kinds of other things. I didn't, so here we are. So yeah, this is all the cottage cheese per The Simpsons. I apologize for the noise. I've got things in the sink. I need to rinse. I'm gonna need to wash out my food processor container. So we're gonna put you to the side. We're actually gonna use the low-fat cottage cheese container to hold all that stuff. Not that there's a use for it, but right now I don't really have room for a whole bunch of like goopy stuff in my sink because I'm trying to clean and do all the things at the same time. That's okay. So you'll just go there in the sink. There's little flecks of like the cottage cheese, you know, way all over the place. Way, no way. Yes way. You know what I need? A kitchen towel for my hands. So, let's see, we're about half an hour in. That's got about 8 more minutes on it. So, let me rinse out, let me wash out the food processor, because that's where we're going to start. This is the way. At this rate, there might be a little bit of crumb in the middle of the cheesecake, but that's not going to affect the quality or texture of anything. So, again, the most important thing is don't stress. There are some things that I will not lie. There are some things that can be ruined with a completely non-stress attitude. But often things like this, baking, where it's all going in one pan and baking up, it's really hard to super mess that up. Temperature and timing will mess that up. Methods probably won't. Unless you're like baking bread or something, in which case you should check out the French Tux channel because they're amazing. And of course, when I say no stress, what I mean is the normal amount of stress that you have, whatever your baseline background radiation level of stress is, that's fine. Whoop. Oh my. Well, hello, Cat's Kitchen. Hello. Hi. We are doing the thing. Oh my goodness. I'm all afluster. But yes. Welcome on in. So welcome on in, Raiders from Cat's Kitchen. I see that you have continued on the Food and Drink Marathon for the American Heart Association's Revive Charity Food and Drink Marathon. I appreciate it. Let me welcome you all in properly. I'll take a quick moment out. We're in the midst of making some cheesecake, but I always have time to say hi to new friends. So welcome on in and hang tight. Get your seat trays and backs in their full and upright position, and I'll see you in just a second. Oh, it's backwards. Oh no, I don't think you're... Are you hearing that? You're not hearing anything, are you? Well, I did wrong things, so I messed something up. Anyway, it's my lovely raid message. It's all the things you can do when you're here. I can see it's doing audio, but I think I messed up the monitor, so... Oh well, look, things happen in the kitchen. Mistakes were made! We're not making steak today, but mistakes were made. In any case, I appreciate you all being here. Thank you for coming in off that raid. Cat's Kitchen, anyone who's in, what were you making? What were you doing? What were you chatting about? Give us all the deets. But, yeah, I messed that up. I may take a break and fix that stuff, or I may not worry about it. Anyway, we are currently we just basically cleaned out our food processor, and now we're gonna add some cottage cheese to it. It's cottage cheese for you rubes. Heart-shaped pizzas! Oh my god, that's awesome! Oh, that's awesome! And then it just like... So yes, the drained cottage cheese will very gracefully into the food processor. That is a technical term. You banned 2 of your mods because... Oh no, I could never do that to my mods. I could never do that to my mods. No. No. So, let's see here. So what it wants us to do is, because it is cottage cheese, it's all lumpy. What it wants you to do is, ooh, nice. What it wants you to do is process this up to smooth it out. So you can do this step now. I've done this step later with other stuff in, and then you get a little bit lumpy bumpy, but it's okay. So we'll go ahead and do it according to the recipe. Because who am I to argue with 300 recipes and this being the winning one? I legitimately have issues with America's Test Kitchen. I think they're great. I think Cooks Illustrated is great. I think Cook's Country is great. I think for the longest time they were far too white, and they were far too snobbish. They have done a lot of things to change that, but a lot of their methods are still inaccessible for home cooks. So I have issues on occasion with America's Test Kitchen. I think some of their methods are wonderful, but but sometimes they're just a little bit too snobby for me. And if they're too snobby for me, that's pretty snobby. Okay, I'm just not gonna lie. Thank you very much for that donation. Oh, we're currently at $355. Egypt, thank you for the $25 donation. I really appreciate that. I mean, like, I'm a snob. I'm bougie, but even I look at their stuff and I'm like, that's too much. That's too much for anyone to just do. So, in the food processor, we're going to pulse down the cottage cheese because it's all lumpy and we've removed a lot of the liquid, so now we need to pulse that down into a nice smoother paste. So after you put it into the pan, you smooth it around a little bit. So we're gonna go on mute for that. Well, you got all those faces for free then. So it's been pulsed. It's worn down a little bit. It's not. It's basically smoother than it was. The reason for that is because of the shape of this food processor. It's kind of low. When I put more of the cream cheeses and stuff in it, it's gonna keep blending through. And the worst that may happen is if you don't blend your cottage cheese all the way through, you may have a little bit of texture going in. So you just want to make sure that once you're done, that you smooth it out. Just do your best to smooth it out. So, okay. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the donation. That $30 donation from Felis, that brings us to $385. Thank you. The sun is right. Wow. Sun, could you not? Why? Why am I so persecuted? What? What? Okay, look. Okay, this is a whole thing that we got going on here. All right, I don't believe this. Ah. So let me take the crust out of the oven. It's basically pre-baked. So it is brown around the edges. So we're gonna let it sit. It's nice and solid. We're going to let it sit, and then I believe it asks us to raise the oven to 500 degrees. It sure does. So we're going to raise the oven to 500 degrees. This is so great. And we're going to continue adding things for the filling. Wow, that's a lot. Oh, I forgot to do lemon zest. Well, we'll do it in time. It's fine. Let's see here. So we want to add the cream cheese and Greek yogurt. So we need two of the light cream cheeses that we're adding to the thing. Yeah, it's like, you know, if you have the iPhone, the new photography mode, that's like the spotlight mode. We can. I never did commission. I wanted to get a Hades-style god commission from Riley O'Malley, and I never did. But yeah, so apparently I am... Wait. I'm very dramatic. That's what's happening now. It's the drama. The drama has overtaken me. Oh. So I did not do the lemon zesting ahead of time. Not time. I didn't do the lemon zesting ahead of time, but it's fine. So we're gonna go ahead and Once again, we're going to go ahead and plop these in. These don't make quite the noise, you know, they just kind of work themselves in, but I'm trying not to get it all over the blade and bowl. There we go. They do kind of themselves out, though. I have had these sitting at room temperature for a while, so they're not super, super solid. But they don't make a satisfying... All right, and then that. Alright. And I'll use these as a spatula rest while I'm figuring out what the next step is. Okay, cream cheese and Greek yogurt. So for the Greek yogurt, I've got tons of it, and I only need 8 ounces of it. So what I'm going to do is, since this container is 8 ounces, I'm going to use that to measure my yogurt because it's already pre-8 ounced for me. So let's go ahead and do that. Because you can't really, I mean, you can get plain yogurt in 8-ounce containers, but that just seemed like a bit of a waste because I'm gonna use a lot of it in my smoothies later on. Anyway, so. So let's just give it a stir just to get things moving, because there's always that bit that settles to the top. Every now and then when I do go on the, oh, I'm going to do smoothies in this, I do feel like my yogurt multiplies when I'm not looking at it. As in, like, I only bought one of these, but I seem to have an entire fridge full of yogurt. So yeah, we're going to use, I know you can't see this. We're just going to use the cream cheese container to measure the yogurt. Liz, hello, welcome on in. Oh, nope. It tried to avalanche on me. That's about right, actually. So, a little more of that. Yeah, okay. And then we plop this in. Where did my spatula go? I also have 15 kitchen spatulas, don't at me. You always need one more spatula, okay? It's like a knife, a pair of scissors, or a sword. You always need one more. Like, I have scissors at home, but I should also buy this pair of scissors. Yeah, it's really doing the thing, isn't it? I had not anticipated this, but I do love the fact that, you know, even the sun is like, yeah, I heard somebody was talking crap about your lighting, so I decided to show up. Okay, so that's the filling. My only concern is that this is getting a little bit full. Oh, thank you for the resub. I appreciate that. I don't know if you can hear the music because I fucked it all up too, so I apologize for that. I'm gonna fix that on a break if I can. Oh, you can hear that music. I don't understand. I don't understand anything anymore. Oh well, it's all good. So, we're gonna pulse this until smooth. They say 1 to 2 minutes, so sure, let's go with that. Muting the microphone once again while I pulse this in the food processor.
Virgil!
Y'all made fun of my cottage cheese, now it's so fresh and smooth. Alright. Add the sugar, salt, lemon zest, and vanilla. So let me go ahead and get these things ready. Also, let me get some more coffee. And just as a reminder, if anyone wants to do exclamation heart, heart! I gotta get the Captain Planet rings. This is part of American Heart Association's Revive Food and Drink Marathon. We're, currently in a featured spot for it. We're having some good times. Pardon me. Wow, like everyone at the same time, awesome. So if you want to make a donation, I appreciate it. If you want to share out my link, I appreciate it. If you want to go share that we're live, you can go ahead and do that. But I'm just glad that you're here and hanging out. And let me just double check because there is a schedule, so I want to make sure I raid the next person in the marathon. Oh, thank you for the host. So moving on, what I need to do is I need to get sugar and a little bit of salt. So a little bit of salt. We'll use a tiny. For a moment, I thought that I wasn't muted, and I was like about to freak out. I thought that I was muted. Thank you for the host. I appear to have misplaced my vanilla, but that's okay because I have backups. So we need about a quarter teaspoon of salt. I think I posted a picture of my kitchen and somebody said, all the little tiny spoons you have, what are all those for? And I'm like, measuring things? Okay, so salt. We need about 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of grated lemon zest. Right, like, do they not have measuring spoons where you are? For me, the top of the fridge is a valid shelf because I can reach it. So, let's get zesty. We need, what, about 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of grated lemon zest. Alright, so let's just try and do this. Try and do it for the gram. Oh, they're not. Okay, that's fair. It was very much a "you Americans and your things" kind of comment, so maybe that explains it. I love grating citrus zest. It smells so good in here right now. A little bit more. just there you go. If you think, like just everyone inhale and just feel it in your mind and make it real. I think that's about enough of that. That's what I say all stream. That's about enough. What? Oh my gosh, I need diverse games. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. That's awesome because we're getting closer to our goal. That's fantastic. So We have lemon zest. We have salt. What I'm also going to need is sugar. That's going to be 1.5 cups. I'm not going to measure that out into a thing. So let's see here. Okay, so I'm just going to add them in the top, and we're going to process them later. So there goes the lemon zest. Oops, hold on. Let's just. Oh, I just zested myself. That's the fun of these little container cups, is you can basically go boop. A little bit of zest on myself. And the counter, which is clean. So it's going in. And the salt. Okay. For sugar, I need 1.5 cups. So this is by no means a low sugar recipe. It is cheesecake after all. So this is where I start to worry that this won't be big enough to hold all the stuff. But that's okay. It really says 1.5 cups? Let me just check the book on this. Hold on a second. Reptar, hello! Yep. 1.5 cups. That's a lot of sugar. Alright. And yet, because of the other ingredients we use, it's still gonna be less calories. But dang, that's a lot of sugar. I don't think I was expecting that much sugar. Oh well. Alright. Like, the heck? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and mix this all together. Our minds is what I said. Okay, so we are now in a much more smoothie, creamy consistency than we were before. And what we're going to do now is add eggs to it. And that will finalize this. That will finalize this. If you don't forget to unmute, are you even a streamer? So, let's see. So, eggs. I cannot resist buying cute things. Egg? Egg. We love egg. I can't resist buying cute things. So, this is completely unnecessary. It was an unnecessary expense. But it's so cute! You know, and then I have 2 of them, so when I buy a dozen eggs, I put them in this, and it's so cute! It's cute! I don't need it, but it's cute. So, again, this is where, when they say add the eggs one at a time, that's for people who have actual, like, you know, holes and stuff in their food processor. this doesn't really have, this doesn't really have a nice hole to add stuff in while I'm making stuff. So I'm fine to add them one at a time, but I also kind of like, look, sometimes it's not going to hurt anything if you add the eggs all at once for certain recipes. Sometimes it is. It has a hatch, but the hatch is like a very... See, okay, so look at the hatch. It's a very tiny hole. I don't want to shove an egg in that. I don't want to shove anything in that. The hatch is very small, so yeah. So we're not going to do that. What I will do is I will put away some things I don't need. Oh, I forgot. You know what I forgot? I forgot vanilla. I forgot one of the most important things. Importante things. What can I say? I'm not used to having so many people in my kitchen. One tablespoon. Good lord. All right. So this is making the sweeteners and the flavorings do a lot of lifting, this recipe. Because it's like, you added all this flavorless cheese. So now, flavorless cheese and yogurt. So now you gotta do all this heavy lifting with sugar and seasoning. Which is good, because you should season things. Seasoning things is good. Okay, so... what are we at? Okay, so we're not doing badly. It did say 3 eggs. I always have to recount, because sometimes I have added more than I need to. Look at them all happy. Okay, so we can put this back in the fridge. Alrighty, so... Oh! I haven't. I don't know. But because I've got lemons here, I may make a modified Cosmopolitan, because it is my favorite drink, and it's springtime. You are welcome to do that. Yes, if you see a command here that links to a resource that you want to use in your chat, by all means. By all means. Okay, so the main thing you'll notice is that after adding the vanilla and the eggs, you may notice that it actually looks a little bit more like a cheesecake batter now. Congratulations on your approximation of cheesecake batter. Please apply the cheesecake batter now to the crust and bake. It definitely looks a lot better. I'm so happy you have good internet access again. Okay. So, apartment living, oven to 500 degrees, smoke alarm. So, okay. I've turned the fan on, I've silenced it, I've opened the door and opened the front door, so I'm moving air through. It's gonna get chilly in here, but it's okay. So we're gonna basically pour the batter into the mold. Pro tip. Don't forget to remove the blade from the food processor before you pour it into the mold. Truly scrumptious, that blade is truly scrumptious. I'd sing more, but then DMCA. I do not need Dick Van Dyke's people coming after me, let me tell you. He can still do the tap dance and stuff at like 80 and 90. And I'm like, Dick Van Dyke might kick my ass. I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of cleaning later. Hey, Malevent! Happy recent birthday. Yeah, sadly, my sink is getting the brunt of a whole lot of stuff. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed Chitty Bang. I did see that pun, and I feel like I should demand payment for that pun. But we're currently at $885 towards the $1,000 goal. If we hit it, that will be amazing. If we don't, it's all good. We've raised a lot of money for a good cause, and I will always be happy with that. So, we have now done the whole thing. We have a thing that looks like a cheesecake that's ready to bake. What we gotta do is, we gotta put it in the oven at 500 degrees. 500 degrees for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, then we're gonna turn the oven down to 200 degrees, and it's gonna bake for about 1.5 hours. So I apologize because I've been doing stuff. I'm not going to be able to show you the finished product on stream, but I will post pictures later on Twitter when it's able to come out. Just because I want to kind of move because I'm a mess. But as somebody said, at least I'm a hot mess. So let me throw this in the oven and we'll get moving. Okay. It should come out on its own time. You want me to leave again? Is that what's up? You want me to leave? Mm-mm. So, while that's happening, I'm basically shoving a bunch of stuff in the sink. Sue, thank you for paying the pun tax. Oh dear. Oh dear. I did briefly toy with the idea of, since the minimum you can do on Tiltify is $1, making a basically $1 pun tax, because that's not, that's not prohibitive. Either $1 pun tax or again $1 prepayment, so you can pay ahead on your pun tax if you donate $1. If you donate $1, I'll read out your pun. But that'll be one per person. You need to donate like $1,000 a month. Look, if you had $1,000 to donate a month, I would actually just be happy for you and tell you to take care of yourself. Okay. So we're going to do a small reset, because that's in the oven, it's going to cook, so we're going to move on to the chili, which is a little bit easier to do, because all it is chopping stuff and putting stuff in a in a pot, and letting it simmer. So it's going to be a little easier to do. Chopping may take me a little bit longer, because I'm not the best at it, but we'll go through it. God, I would hate for anyone to see my kitchen when I'm done with these streams. I don't usually stream food and drink. I do try to do it at least once or twice a month. It's not as easy for me to do as it is the gaming stuff. But yeah, so... what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick break. I'm not going to run an ad. I just want to go check on some things. And also I want to make sure that I'm getting air through the apartment, because I don't want the fire alarm going off again. We have got about 8 minutes on the first stage of baking on the cheesecake. After that, we're going to turn it down to 200 degrees. It's going to bake for an hour and a half. When I come back in a few minutes, I am going to, pardon me, I'm going to chop up an onion and a bell pepper. I am going to add some tomatoes and black beans and tomato sauce and chipotle chili and cumin. We're going to do all those things. And some ground turkey breast. And we're going to make chili. So, I'm taking a quick break. I'll be right back. Everyone, hang tight. Hang out. See what's going on. I can't remember if I do the BRB, what will actually happen here. So hold on. Let's see what happens if I do the BRB, because I don't think it takes this camera out. So 1 second. Hey, and I'm back. Oh, okay. Just took a moment to like chill out, and that was nice. The timer on the oven is about to go off, which means I'm going to turn that down to 200 degrees and keep cooking it for about an hour and a half. And we're going to chop up some veg, and I've got a pepper, I've got an onion. I have a red onion, but I think I may save that for something else. I think I might save that for something else. So let's see here. So yeah, so that was fun and chaotic. Don't let a little goof or a mistake like stress you out. I once have a lovely story of my first time making Barefoot Contessa, Ina Garten's weeknight bolognese. I had all the ingredients. I was all set. It was great. I even got the specific type of orecchiette pasta, the little ears that she was like, this is perfect with it. I opened the box of pasta. I tripped on my own feet actually, and the entire box of pasta went flying across my kitchen. My boyfriend at the time, I think, was just frozen as I was, like just staring, like, what the huh? But these things happen. I still had an amazing bolognese sauce that was ready for pasta, so we went out and we found the next best thing. We found some of the curlies, the little spiral pasta, and it was fine. Things are always going to happen. Sadly, CVS didn't have Barilla or Orecchiette pasta. It had something else, so it's fine. Things are always going to happen. Like sometimes you forget to take the blade out of your food processor first, and it falls right into your cheesecake. So I suspect there's going to be an amazing divot right in the middle of my cheesecake somewhere, and I'm like, secret divot. So, moving on. Moving on. Things happen, you know, and you absolutely cannot let that. You can't let it freak you out more than necessary. I mean, you can freak out, fine, but it's okay. So, so for the turkey, for the super light, it's let's see here. This is Rocco DiSpirito's recipe, which again, I will have this document. I'll have this document ready in the Discord later on. But basically, it's a take on a turkey chili, chili con carne with beans. It just swaps out. It's not like you started making chili without checking out tomato. Oh no! That is actually something I would do. That's something I totally would do. So, this is really, 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 really simple. Really simple. Essentially, what we're going to do is we're going to take all the ingredients that we prep. We're going to put them into a Dutch oven. This is my Dutch oven. I don't think it was made in Deutschland. Or, no, wait. That's not right. Wait. Wait, no. Dutch people aren't from Deutschland. That's not right. No, wait. Holland. Thank you. I was like, wait, that's not right. Yeah, wait a second. I don't know geography. So we're going to take a... I don't know. I'm sorry. So we're going to basically take all of our ingredients. We're going to do our best to chop them up. I'll throw them in the pan. We're going to get them to simmer. We're going to add the turkey in after it comes to a boil. and then we're going to add the black beans, and that's it. So, yeah, this is not awesome. Thank you, Cypher. This is not the geography stream. This is the cooking stream. And honestly, don't leave. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so bad at this. I wonder now why it's called a Dutch oven. So now that I've given any etymologists in the chat that prompt, have fun on your internet searches. So yeah, we basically have to combine everything. So we need 4 cloves of garlic minced. So the thing is, it is 100% okay to use pre-minced garlic. Getting fresh and mincing your own garlic is great. And there are a lot of people who will tell you, oh, but it's so simple. Oh, just get a garlic press, or oh, just learn how to do the thing, or oh, just... That's fine, but we don't judge anyone using steps here to save them time, or to save them energy, or to save them effort. I'm not the greatest at chopping vegetables. To chop vegetables, I used to use this. I used to use this. It's just a mini veggie food chopper. It's just a mini veggie food chopper. That's it. Okay? There's nothing wrong with doing a pre-mince. And I mean, look, the only reason I'll talk about simple syrup is because the markup on it is ridiculous. That's all. That's the only reason. That is the only reason. Is the markup on simple syrup is ridiculous. Oh. Pardon me, little hangnail. I mean, I was in the store just to get stuff for this, and I walked by, and there was like a little bottle of simple syrup, and it was like $6.50. $6.50. I couldn't. I just couldn't. $6.50. So, exactly. So let's see here. I think we need, this is interesting. It actually doesn't even do oil. Huh. All right. So let's see here. All right, in that case, we're going to go ahead and put some stuff directly in the pan. I'm going to go ahead and give it a spritz of oil, I think, because I'm not 100% comfortable with that, but I will say the recipe does not call for it. So, you do you. This is my pan. It's well loved. Actually, no, we're not going to do this. We're going to go ahead and... again, I use cooking sprays, I use oils, it's all good. Okay. There we are. Alright, so... according to the internet, it's called a Dutch oven because an English dude started making those kinds of pans inspired by existing Dutch designs, and he sold them as Dutch ovens. Okay. Huh, alright. We'll use a bowl to put our stuff in. Hey! Okay, so... starting with 4 garlic cloves minced. I think... let's see here. It says a half a teaspoon equals 1 clove of garlic. So... I've got my half teaspoon here. 1, 2, 3. How much did the recipe said? The recipe said 4, right? It said half is the recipe said 4 tablespoons of garlic, right? I think it said 4. I'm pretty sure the recipe said 4. I don't know. I lost count. Anyway. So let's see what I can add now. Okay, one can of whole plum tomatoes. This calls for 35 ounces of peeled whole tomatoes. I have not been able to find I've not been able to find a 35-ounce can of these. So what I do is I use a 28-ounce can of peeled tomatoes. These are San Marzano. It is the only non-generic thing I bought because I was feeling fancy. I use a 28-ounce can of tomatoes, and then I use an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. So these together, in my head, equals 35 ounces. I don't know where you find 35 ounces of anything. Maybe you're a professional and you can have access to a professional kitchen or something, but I'm like, no. So we want to drain that, and we want to drain it and roughly chop them. So I may use my clean kitchen scissors for that, but let's get me the can opener. And a colander and a bowl. Because it wants me to drain things. Isn't that lovely? Wait a second. What happened while I was on break? Malevent, thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you for the $110 donation. We had an anonymous $50 donation, and Sarah with the $30 donation. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Y'all? Y'all, thank you. So let me go ahead and get this. Supposed to be like fancy CUP. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So, no, wow, don't get it all over the counter, Brian. There is a whole deal about tomatoes. There's a whole deal. Yeah, it makes it less sharp. It actually, so if you've ever looked at a can, you'll notice like the way the rim is, what this does is the way they seal stuff is they actually fully around the outside and crimp it down. So what this can opener does is it has a blade designed to get under that crimp. So it gets under the crimp and pulls off the whole thing. And therefore you have the smooth thing underneath. So no sharp edges. Again, it's absolutely something that I would consider adding to your repertoire of kitchen tools. Sadly, it's a can opener. It only does one thing, but it does it really well. So we are draining these. We're going to drain them and roughly chopped. So roughly chopped means roughly chopped. These are actually they're kind of going to come apart anyway. But I just chop them up with the skizzers. Oh, it's gross. Ugh. So there's a little bit of juice coming from the tomatoes, and that's okay. It's going to boil down once we get it to the pot. I should have cut them in the colander and then transferred them, but that's okay. Again, when it comes to anything like this, you can always cook it down. I may be able to also just tilt it to the side and pour this off again. Let's just do that. There you go. Okay, and the garlic that I had to sacrifice, back in the bowl. There we go. Okay, so we've got the reserved juices from the tomatoes. So we'll put those somewhere. The main thing is, like, because I'm using a small part of my kitchen, I don't have a little bit of anything. I don't have, like, a lot of space. You might hear my neighbors out in the hall because I have the door open. So I gotta be careful, and I gotta make sure I try and put the things back. No, I totally got you, Abyssal, for, like, a Halloween thing when they do peeled grapes and stuff like that. So let's see here. We want to do... Hold on. I print this on 2 pages because I'm smart. So now we want to do Oh, we also need chili powder and cumin. So we need... Oop, there's still some garlic left in that spoon. Silly me. So we need about 3 tablespoons of chili powder. Because, oh my gosh. That's not gonna fit. 3 tablespoons of chili powder. This is gonna be spicy. And 2 tablespoons of cumin. Come here. Oh, sorry. You can still see it. Now, I'm a bit of a spice wuss. My body loves, well, I love it, my body doesn't, so I tend to use chipotle chili instead of, like, straight up chili. But it's still pretty good. It already, now with the cumin and the chili powder, it already smells amazing. So, let me see if I can dust off my knife skills and chop things up. I'm just peeling off the layers, like an ogre. Because somebody once told me that, you know, ogres are like onions, blah, 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 blah. Get out of my swamp. So the reason I like to use a vegetable chopper is that, dicing onions is a pain in the butt. So I'm going to do my best, but again, don't stress. As long as you get them into smaller pieces, it's fine. You know, I'm going to try and do the slice into and then slice down. But we'll see. I may not do it so well, because I'm not great at everything. Oh, thank you for the follow. Then you get you almost need talons. I almost need my talons to do the whole holding it in place. Okay. So the story of my life is saying I'm really not that good at something, and then I kind of tap into remembering how to do it. So, okay. There's a few stray pieces here and there, so we'll try and chop those up. There's onion flying all over my apartment. And then I got a little bit of onion left over. Oh, my eyes. Oh, my eyes. It's in my eyes. I'm just really emotional about the American Heart Association's Food and Drink Marathon. That's what I am. Whew. Oh, gosh. um, so yeah, what I do is, you know, you basically do the cuts, you do the cuts down the side, and then you slice in, and then you do that, and that's the method that I remember, that sometimes I actually remember to do. Oh, we can bump the goal up. Because we are currently at 1,080. What seems fair right now? What seems fair? Because yeah, that's amazing. Oops, I was about to chop this like I'm chopping normal things. Hold on. And also, thank you for telling me that your chef tutor wouldn't have failed me. That is, I appreciate that. 1250 actually seems good. I will do that as soon as I am able. Oh, my eyes. My eyes! Oh, I miss going to IKEA. Oh, especially the kitchen area. Honestly, the kitchen area of IKEA is my... Oh, the kitchen area of IKEA is my... I would say it's my kryptonite, but sadly it does not slowly poison and kill me, so it's not my kryptonite. But it's definitely a weakness. Peppers. Ooh, I should have ordered this sooner. It's getting a little bit soft, but that's okay. I can't honestly remember how I do peppers. I really don't remember, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. What I will do is I might save these pepper seeds, because one year I was able to grow them. I was able to take the seeds from my pepper and I actually was able to grow pepper plants from these. A lot of people will tell you store-bought, like store, you know, peppers prepared for retail stores, etc. You just can't know the seed. They'll tell you that like pepper seeds from store-bought peppers won't grow peppers. And yeah, they won't grow like farmer style peppers, but it does depend, and they will grow lovely, huge, green, bushy plants if sometimes that's all you want. You just want to like do a home garden with your kids, or you want to do home garden for yourself. The pepper seeds are great. And look, it's like a little hat. You wear it as a hat. A little more coffee, because clearly I don't have enough energy. Okay. So, dicing a bell pepper. Again, I don't really have a method. I just kind of do matchsticks. And I probably should have done the other side. It's probably easier to cut from the inside. Sure is. And then dice them up. But yeah, one of the things I really do love during spring. Spring is when I totally turn into like the neighborhood domestic kitchen witch. I absolutely will turn into that person in spring where I'm like, I'm gonna grow plants and I'm gonna redecorate, I'm gonna get all my candles, I'm gonna make things and do stuff and sit outside in the sun. So I'm waiting for spring weather to get consistently good, and I can do all that. Oh, Scylla, hello. I remember you from Ben's stream the other day. Hello. Okay, so diced bell pepper, not bad, not great, but it's okay. In the bowl with you. Okay. So, that's interesting. It says reserve the juices, but then it says add the juices. So, what is the frickin' point? I'm out here reserving the juices, and then it's like, boil it with the juices. Rocco Despirito, if I meet you, we gonna have words, okay? Oh, actually, let me do this way so you can see me better. So I've got it on the kitchen hob with the I've got it on the kitchen hob with the power boil. So like if one setting on your kitchen oven is higher than the others, I like doing this with the Dutch oven. Um, I'm sorry you won't be able to see everything. I'll do my best to bring and show you. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to throw this in. We're going to let that get hot. And we're just going to get this to simmer down. Simmer down now. So I think what I'll do is I'll try and get the vegetables to soften. And then I'll add back in some tomato juice. My stove is gas. I have had electric stoves before. I prefer gas when I can, but sometimes that's not always up to me depending on where I have to live. But I prefer gas if possible. You can also do this, if you want, you can do this in a slow cooker. The only thing I would suggest you do first is brown everything. Like give everything a brown to basically soften it. And then throw it in the slow cooker and let it simmer. But the beauty about this recipe is that you don't actually need the slow cooker for this. It'll be ready to go once everything is softened and combined. The longer it sits, the better it gets. Hey, wow. Those are my pronouns. My pronouns are he, him. If you feel like sharing your pronouns in chat, please do so. If you have the pronouns extension, please feel free to use it. Not quite. Almost there. Needs a little more heat. And I want to say thank you. If you want to pop into my Discord, if a mod can do !Discord, Abyssal, I will happily answer stream stuff for you there. I'm happy to do so. Just in the middle of I got my flow. I'm in my flow state. It's like playing Hades. It's like food Hades. Like food Hades. Food Hades? Really, Brian? Food Hades? What? I threw an onion in. It's got sizzle. Thank you for the host. So the point for this isn't super. The point for this isn't super to get the not to brown them necessarily. If you want, you could brown the peppers and onions and garlic ahead of time and then add things. You can do that in stages if you want. This recipe doesn't really need you to, but if that's how you want to roll, great. And as Dasbiff joked earlier, I don't have a kitchen assistant, but I do have a dishwasher, so that at least I can do on the fly. I mean, I would take a cooking mini game in Hades if, like, the fish you get have to be prepared a certain way. I'd totally take a cooking mini game in Hades. The recipe suggests it'll take about 8 minutes to get the veggies tender. I'm gonna go ahead and add in. I'm gonna like the liquid that's in them is simmering down, so I may add some of the reserved tomato juices to it. But it says it'll take about 8 minutes for the veggies to soften. We're not trying to sweat them. We're not trying to brown them. What's the lie, essentially? That it only takes this long to brown onions. It's a lie. Okay. So we're not trying to like brown them or sweat them. We just want to get them soft. Because they're already covered. They're already covered in the spices, and they're covered in that tomatoey juice. So once they're soft, I'm going to add in the tomato juice, and pardon me, and then I'm going to get it all boiling. So now I understand, I think, why you wanted it separated. Gotta keep it separated. This is what we're kind of going with. It's just kind of a big, saucy mess. So I'm trying to make sure you can actually not focus on the bullet. But essentially, you're basically looking at a very unpretty, like unpretty chili colored mess of vegetables and tomatoes and garlic right now. And that's fantastic. I'm going to add back in the juice and get it to come to a boil. And I will say that because we're part of the Food and Drink Marathon, we're going to raid into the next person in the marathon when I'm done-ish. That is going to be Cosmicat, who is getting started probably very shortly. Oh, we got a donation! Hello? Oh my goodness, we're at 11:40. Okay, well then, you know what? Let me sign into Tiltify and update that right now. Oh, goodness. Hold on. I gotta log into Twitch. Okay, let me update the goal in this. I'll just casually update it to let's like 1500 now because we're at 1140. And that's okay. We made my first goal, which is all I ever really want to do, and I'm 100% happy with that. Sorry, I'm trying to do things on the computer. My bad. What would I get for trying to do multi-things? But we're at 1,011.40, and I appreciate it. Howdy, thank you so much for that. Thank you very much for the $60 donation. Heart. Oh, okay. We've got boiling happening. So boilage. Oof, pardon me. Boilage is happening. So what we're gonna do is turn that heat down to a simmer. Dreams of PDX, thank you so much. Panther Lily, thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Okay, $1,300. Y'all just, oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. Let me read the instructions so that I don't get, okay. Okay, so we're gonna reduce to low. Oh, it says season with salt and pepper. What? Oh wait, no, that's just okay. That's just catching up. I'm like, that's right, because the alerts can only go off every so and then, every now and then. It does say add salt and pepper. Add salt and pepper to taste. Add salt and pepper to your tastes. I do enjoy a lot of salt, but I'm not going to add tons because I'm going to add it when I eat it. It helps if you stir after you add stuff. It helps if you stir. Okay, we're going to turn it down to low. We're going to cover it. And let it simmer while I read the instructions for the next part. Also, if anyone in the chat is planning on streaming today, like the usual person who streams, it might be about time for you to get things going. What is happening? Wait, what? Y'all? It's 14:20. Oh, goodness. Lemur, thank you so much. And Quinn Rogue, thank you so much for the $100 and $20 donations. I appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to simmer the vegetables for, let's say, 2 more minutes. We're going to let them simmer. And then just add the ground turkey. Now, first off, the recipe says 12 ounces of ground turkey breast. I couldn't find 12 ounces of ground turkey breast. How do you want to doozies? Hello, welcome back in. Nice to see you. I could never find 12 ounces of turkey breast, so I go with 16. And, you know, a little more turkey doesn't hurt. This doesn't ask for you to brown the turkey ahead of time, which is weird to me. So I think I might brown the turkey before putting it in. It doesn't ask you to do that, but, and I know that the turkey's going to cook but because I'm not doing a slow cooker, I'm going to see if I can just brown the turkey a little bit before adding it in. Oh. Youngster Jazz, thank you so much for that donation. I appreciate it. You forgot and remembered excellent chocolate ice cream. So yeah, it's just ground turkey breast. You can use ground turkey, you can use ground chicken, you can honestly make this with beef if you want. But the point is that this is lighter. Now, lighter does not magically convey special benefits to this dish that automatically makes it amazing. It just means that there have been choices made that try to trim the fat and calories where possible. But calling it super light doesn't mean it's going to be like 0 calories when you put it in your mouth. There are some other... You know what? Never mind. Again, I'm only going to do a tiny bit of oil, not too much. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and chunk up this turkey first, just to kind of to break it up ahead of time before going in. You know, it's okay. You exclamation point food. Because, yeah, there's a lot of stigma. There's a lot of stigmas out there. There's a lot of people who say a lot of stuff that is completely unfounded, unverified, unanything, but what it does is it causes other people to create these ideas in their head, and to create this judgment in their head about how others eat. And they don't think about all the things. They don't think about the cultural and societal impacts. They don't think about access to food. They don't think about the cost of quote-unquote eating healthy and eating clean, or the cost of a restrictive food diet. They don't think about the fact that for some people this is convenient, for others it's not. So I am only saying light because it's in the name of the recipe, and super light, I'm saying, means nothing. Except for the super light that I was getting from the sun earlier. That's a whole different thing. You know, honestly, it's why I always say, just, you know, make sure you're doing your best to keep yourself fed. These are options. Anything that I do on stream, anything I cook on stream, anything I post to my social media are options. I try to make them easy and low spoons, but you know what? Do you. I'm gonna go sizzle some turkey. I don't promise that I'm without judgment, but I certainly won't judge you for what you eat. Unless it's that one dish that like that Hannibal Marquis de Sade thing where like apparently it's such the eating it is so shameful, like that the mythical thing is that they have to cover themselves with a sheet to eat it because you can't see anybody else. Like, I don't know what that is. I think it's a real thing, but I need to look it up. But yeah, like the whole deal is like whatever you're eating is so shameful that you cover yourself up while you do it so no one else can see you, kind of thing. But that also makes me think about restaurants. Restaurants in Japan where you can get a booth by yourself and you don't have to interact with anyone, other customers or servers. Like, you get a booth to yourself, you make your order, and it's handed to you through like a little doorway, and you just sit there and you enjoy your food and then you leave. I would love that experience. I would absolutely love that experience. Hands down. I'm sorry, pardon me. A little bit of gas. But the reason that we're raising money for the American Heart Association, oh, thank you for the follow. The reason that we're raising money for the American Heart Association is that heart disease is the number one. It's the number one killer, and I don't mean to assign it any kind of anthropomorphic values, but it's the number one. It's a number one killer of people worldwide. Like, it's at the top. So the American Heart Association is taking steps to make sure that everybody can take care of their heart. We're all trying to be heroes for heart. They are also addressing how people are treated in the medical system. People of color, women, trans folk, marginalized people. They're also making sure that people who, people aren't treated poorly in the mental health system, and also trying to get access to healthcare. The American Heart Association has understood. They understand that a lot of missteps have been made in medical treatment. So they are doing their best to, they're doing their best on their end. I'm hoping that that spreads to the actual medical system and things like that. I do personally know some doctors, but they're with it, so it's fine. Let me, shoot, my oil's smoking. I'll be right back. I got turkey on my thumb and it won't come off. I'm kind of waiting because browning turkey is not the prettiest thing in the world, so I don't want to show you this because right now it's just kind of pink stuff. Almost makes me feel like I'm doing scrambled eggs here, but... So, just getting color on the skin and just browning it because it's going to cook in the chili, but I didn't want to put it in 100% raw. I just didn't want to do that. So, let me go ahead and add this to the rest of the stuff. I'm going to read the instructions to make sure I'm doing more. Yeah. Please, 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 please sit on your hands. Goodness gracious. I appreciate it because, oh my goodness, $1,450. Thank you very much, JD lady, for the $20 donation. I really appreciate it. Because I've done a lot of different things with this. No, it's good. So let me see here, because as I said, it's especially, I mean, it's one thing to watch someone play a game you've played a million times before, because you know what they're going to do, but it's also hard sometimes when you see people cook, and it's not even like you're backseating, you're just like, oh, hey, you do it that way, do you do this, or do you do that, or make sure to do this. It's really like, I get it. I'm just amazed that this is like, this didn't ask for you to do anything with the turkey. I don't think I've ever never done anything with a turkey before. Unless a slow cooker. And even then, it's hard to break it up. So, I'm going to add in the turkey, and then we're going to drain the black beans, and we're going to add more salt and pepper. We're going to bring it to a boil, and that's it. Alright, my kitchen is a dang mess. Everything's so odd. I'm picking up things without, like, pot holders. What's wrong with me? This is why I like having a wooden spoon, because I am just attacking the heck out of this turkey. Like, ah! Oof, goodness. So, turkey is now in the chili. Turkey's now in the chili. We're going to keep it at low. We're going to cover it again while I get the beans ready, and then once I add the beans, it just simmers. You know, and... Oh, hold on. So I'm going to wash out my cast iron pan later. I'm gonna have so many things to wash later. Oh my gosh, please pray for me. Oh gosh. But I also want to focus on the fact that you've watched me make this. So this don't feel like this is something that will take you all day to make. Or you've watched me make this, so you now can say, ooh, that might take me all day to make because I'm not good with chopping, or I'm not good with this, or I'm not patient, or I don't have access to stuff. There's a reason I want to make stuff that I can do in these chunks, so you see that the things that I'm making don't actually take all day. Ooh. Let's see here, and add the black beans. Okay, so I think we're just supposed to drain the black beans. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna drain the black beans. So we'll go back to our trusty drainy bowl. Drainy bowl. It's a technical term. Drainy bowl. We're going to the drainy bowl. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Everyone's being so generous. What is happening? We've hit another goal. $1,500. Thank you so much, Howdy, and thank you so much, Felis. Oh my gosh! Go! Let's go! Thank you very much for all that. Whoa, okay, that's a lot. Thank you very much. Let me continue cooking because things are moving. The day is getting away from us. It's not really, it's early here, but you know. So once again. There you go. So yeah, black beans from the store. Feel free to use Goya when Goya is not being homophobic pieces of shit. Or racist pieces of shit. Same with burrito pasta. Don't use them if they're being pieces of crap. But this is actually just store brand. Okay, so. Ooh, I'm gonna have to wash my hands so much. Okay, so let's bring this to a boil after we add the black beans. And then, 1 second. I need space for my I need space on the counter for the lid. Ugh, my poor post chores are gonna be so bad after this. If you like more beans, add more beans. So essentially, it should look a bit like a fiesta salad, you know? Except it's not salad, it's chili, and it's got turkey and tomatoes and green peppers and onions and garlic and black beans and goodness inside, all the spices. But this is essentially what you're going to look for, what you're kind of going for. And now we really just kind of let it low heat simmer. We can bring it to, yeah, it's like a salad except in every way that it's not. We can bring it to a boil, and then we just like let it simmer here. And again, the longer you let this sit, the better it gets. So, you know, let it simmer for a bit and then leave it on the stove. I'm going to crank the heat up one last time to get it to boiling. And then once that boil simmer happens, I'm going to cover it. I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to leave it there. We got about 33 minutes left on our cheesecake. So I'm already hearing sizzles. I'm already hearing the little pop, pop, pops. So oh goodness, I missed. Oh, good. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So the only thing I would say at this point is, if it doesn't seem wet enough for you, dang, feel free to add water, tomato juice. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot the tomato sauce. I was like, why is it so not wet? I forgot to add the tomato sauce. I'm gonna add it now, because whatever. What's the worst gonna happen? Gonna be tomatoey? Oh no, not my tomatoey chili. So, yeah, I totally forgot. Am I bothered? No. Am I fixing it? Yes. Was the only thing that I was like, why isn't this as juicy as I remember? And I forgot the sauce. So I added the sauce. And now you can see it's a little more shimmery and juicy. It's a little more shimmery and juicy now. I'm going to let that simmer, get to another boil, and then I'm going to cover it, and it's good to go. Yeah, because I was looking at it like, wait, I forgot something. So when you make this, if you decide to make this, don't forget things. Because you'll just be like, that was just straight up sauce. That was just, oh, hold on. Yeah, no, that was just actually tomato sauce. I could also do crushed tomatoes, diced tomatoes, especially the ones that already have like garlic in the, you know, in the juice. But yeah, Okay, so it's back to... Did I get tomato sauce on me? I've been wearing a white-ish shirt this whole time and have not gotten tomato sauce on me. I legitimately have won Twitch. Just gonna put it out there. You may think you have play of the game, but I don't have tomato sauce on me, so your move, gamers. Okay, so that's it. It really only needs... I'm going to cover it. So it really only needs about 8 minutes to simmer through, make sure the turkey is cooked all the way through. We gave the turkey a head start. Because we browned it in the pan, or we didn't, we basically pre-cooked it in the pan, but it wants you to give it time to let the turkey cook through. I just didn't want to put pink turkey in there. I just wanted to make sure it could be seen. And I like chunks of meat in my chili. I don't like it when it's completely like obliterated. But yeah, so that's that. It's gonna, it took a little longer start to finish because I forgot a step, and I went back and I re-added that step, and you let it simmer. Season it to your liking, salt and pepper, or if you want stronger seasonings, if you want to add hot sauce, if you want to add Tabasco, you can do all that. I tend to serve this with a dollop of light sour cream, and sprinkled with cheddar on top. And that's gonna last me probably at least... Ooh. Oh, I'm very curious, Jinx Hijinks, how that's gonna work out. I'm very, very, very curious about that. That sounds delicious. So, this is probably gonna last me, I'm gonna guess, 4 or 5 meals. I'm gonna probably portion it out into takeout container, meal plan type stuff, and pop it in the fridge, so I'll know that I can just reach in and grab that out. And that's why I like things like this. I will say it's not super easy because you have to dice onions and peppers. However, you can buy onions and peppers pre-diced at the store. You can. You can get onions and peppers pre-diced even in grocery delivery. No one's judging you if you do that because no one will know. Right? So, if you're like, oh, I'd love to do that, but I couldn't dice those things, just buy them pre-diced. It's fine. Throw them in the food processor and blitz them for a second. It's fine. It's all fine. I agree that a great substitution for the tomato sauce would have been more crushed tomatoes, especially the ones that are pre-seasoned. But yeah, I am fine with all the shortcuts. I am fine with, there are days when I can't actually... Sorry, trash. I have days where I don't actually have wow, Brian, words. I don't actually have great muscle control in my hands. So a recipe where I'd have to chop anything is not the move. So I would buy it pre-done. I'd buy as much of it pre-done as possible. So there you go. Let's see here. So that's it. That is it for that. So again, we have, again, we've got light New York cheesecake, which still has about 25 minutes in the oven. And we have the super light turkey chili con carne. And I'm going to post links to, I'll post a link to both of these recipes in the Discord, so you can feel free to make them yourself if you want. Right now, we can do a cocktail. I think we'll just do one of my favorites. We'll do my favorite, but with a twist. A little bit of a twist on it. Murrun, enjoy, Mur. Thank you for hanging out. I'm so glad to have you here and glad you enjoyed it. Let's see here. So again, the sink is so oof. I'm gonna put some music on and clean the kitchen up later. It's just gonna be a nightmare. Nyeh. So, okay, how about a tiny bit of cleaning right now just because it's bothering me? Oh yeah, it's the best way. I would do it. I would have music on now, but you know, copyright. So, so yeah, one of my favorite drinks has always been a Cosmopolitan. I feel like Sex and the City kind of ruined the reputation of the Cosmopolitan because they treated it like the lovely, fancy, bougie drink that they drink, and Cosmopolitans started to get less powerful and sweeter, which I wasn't always a huge fan of. So I like them to be like strong. Like if you've ever watched the Barefoot Contessa, Ina Garten, um, she makes her Cosmos strong because they're supposed to be a strong drink. So, ooh, turkey fiesta over brown rice sounds delicious. So I'm gonna make one of those, but because we talked about Hades, I'm gonna put a Hades twist on it. I'm gonna use pomegranate and lemon juice instead of the traditional cranberry and lime juice. So give me 1 second. When you use the top of your fridge for a shelf, make sure you've pushed everything back so that when you open the door, your olive oil doesn't fall down on you. Pro tip, from me to you. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I always make sure that I have plastic. I make sure that I have plastic. Nope. Hey, cool Tony, welcome on in. There's my mom who is enthusiastic about crafting. Hey, cool Tony. Oh, I need let's see. I need measuring something. There we go. So, let's see here. We can go back to this. I said, there we go. I also got to say, again, I am patting myself on the back because this has all gone really smooth. I had a whole command about technical difficulties. And so far, the only difficulties we've had are Brian difficulties, and that's fine. So, what I use for a quick, I have a fancy cocktail shaker. It's now covered in cheesecake ingredients. I have a fancy one. But this is an old pasta sauce jar. It was like a cream, I think a cream vodka, whatever pasta sauce jar. And I was like, this is perfect for making cocktails. So I'm going to keep this. So don't feel like you have to buy a fancy cocktail strainer. Okay, the turkey chili is officially on simmer. Oh yeah. Oh baby, you got what I need. Um, I might try, if I can go until the cheesecake is done, I might serve up one plating because it'll actually be about time for me to eat. So we're going to do the Cosmo, and we're going to do classic proportions of Cosmopolitan, which for me are 2 ounces vodka. What's in a New York style cheesecake? If you're doing it proper, really there's nothing in a New York style cheesecake aside from cream cheese and some sugar and eggs. You may also see some that do sour cream. You may see some recipes that use yogurt. The favorite New York style cheesecake that I like to make when I'm not doing it light is Junior's. So Junior's New York style cheesecake. If you look up the recipe for that, that's my favorite. So I have a lemon. We used a lemon, so now I've got a cocktail garnish. So I'm gonna go with 2 ounces of vodka. Oh, I forgot triple sec. So we're going to go with 2 ounces of vodka, an ounce of triple sec, a half ounce of lemon juice, and 3/4 ounce of pomegranate juice. And that's what we're going to do for our modified Cosmo. Basically, we'll call it an underworld Cosmo. Yeah, that's why I'm only going to do one cocktail today because it is still early here. A Necropolitan. Oh. Click Flint with the pro strats. No, this is my counter. The counter is in the sink. Yeah, so this is like 1 counter and 2 counter. This is about the distance between the 2 pieces. So I would say this is let's see here. This is like a 2.5 butt kitchen. It's about a 2.5 butt kitchen. So ounce of triple sec. Three-quarter ounces of pomegranate juice. Right, odds of butt touch is slim, but could happen. Or, guaranteed, depending on who you got in your kitchen. 3/4 of an ounce. Whoa. I almost completely had a fail there, but whatever. The recipe for the chili is going to be in my Discord, but you can also look up, hold on a second. Sorry, wait a second. Here's a recipe for the chili. Oh, whoops, that was only a 1/4 ounce. If you really want the recipe for the chili, there it is. I'll post the other recipes in my Discord later on. And I'll admit, that happens way more often than you think. I am the clumsiest MFer you have met when it comes to kitchen stuff. I have spilled many things. For a lot of reasons, I tend to put the alcohol last in my drinks because I end up spilling the container before I get to the alcohol. So, I'm clumsy. There is still time to donate. If you want to do !heart, you'll get a link to the charity. Wolf Tracks, thank you for hanging out. Good to see you. See you another day, hopefully. But yeah, !heart will let you donate. It's a link to donate to the charity for American Heart Association. Trying to basically make sure, it'd be great if we could end a disease. It'd be wonderful if we could just end a disease. That would be amazing. But what they are doing is they're making sure that people who are affected by a disease, patients and their families, are getting resources they need, getting care they need, and making sure that underserved populations and underserved communities are also making their way and navigating through the health system. So we're doing what we can. We're raising some money. I'm dropping things in the kitchen. It's a standard Saturday. So, got all our ingredients ready. We're going to go ahead and, let's see here. You know what? Why don't we make sure? Why don't we make sure that this is a proper? If we're gonna make a proper Necropolitan, let's make sure it's got the right stuff. Oh, oh, oh. Ooh. Small trick. Oops, sorry. Actually, here. Gel food coloring. Tiniest drop. The tiniest drop. To just enhance the color of something. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the tiniest drop. Was the palm juice straight from the palm? It was straight from this palm. It was straight from this palm. Sadly, I wish I thought that far ahead. But I'm going to put 1 drop of purple food coloring in here. And swirl it around. There we go. So, now we're really going to have a Necropolitan. Let me get us a glass to serve this up in. And I'm going to shake this with some ice, and then we're going to strain it, and then we're going to enjoy it. Let me also, I'll slice up a piece of lemon to go into it. Oh! Boy, thank you very much for the resub. Thank you everyone for hanging out today. I've had a really good time. Let's see, how thin can we get this? Can we get it wafer thin? It's pretty thin. It's pretty thin. How does my kitchen smell? It smells glorious. It smells glorious. It really does. That's one thing that is really nice about these recipes as well, is anything with aromatics, and y'all know, anything with aromatics, you let it simmer in the slow cooker, you let it simmer on the stove, it's going to make everything smell so good. I'm actually going to turn off the turkey chili and let it just warm itself through. So now we have a lovely lemon, which I just leave in the glass. Wait, are we? Hold on. Blocking my own content here. All right, so. There's still some left over because I made more than my glass can handle, but that's okay. The rest is a treat for you. You can have some leftover cocktail as a treat. So yeah, oh wow, that hold on, let me cover the. There we go. There it is. Hold on, I gotta drink a little bit first to get it so I can hold it. Oh my goodness, that is so good. So, oh, wait. Too many buttons at once. There we go. So, cheers. Holding this is actually rather difficult, so I'm just going to keep drinking it. But cheers, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. We're not done. Don't worry, I'm not, like, immediately rushing off, but... Oof. So, yeah. Pomegranate. So, again, 2 ounces vodka, 1 ounce triple sec, 3/4 ounce pomegranate juice, and 1/2 ounce lemon juice. Sorry, let me do that again. 2 ounces of vodka, 1 ounce of triple sec, 3/4 ounce of pomegranate juice, and 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. Shake up and strain. If you have food coloring around, 1 drop of purple food coloring will give it that absolutely underworld, morbid, gothic, Addams Family kind of vibe. So remember that for Halloween. What brand of vodka do I like best? Hashtag not sponsored, but you know. For value for money, I actually like Svedka vodka. For value for money, this actually has the best value. It is a very, and this is the only time I will use this word to refer to something. In terms of lower price vodkas, Svedka has a very clean taste in that it doesn't give burn. You can actually have a vodka martini and it sips nice and like smooth. It doesn't taste like you get like that alcohol burn when you drink it. And Svedka comes in a lot of flavors. So you can get like a watermelon, a lime, a peach, a clementine, strawberry lemonade vodka. And they're usually between, like, in the US, I would say between $15 to $20 for a 750 ml bottle. I tend to buy the bigger bottle because I go through it fast. Although, you know, actually, let me love myself for just a moment and ask everyone for a thing. Since you're here. You know, look, sometimes you shoot your shot and sometimes you have a captive audience to ask to help you shoot your shot. Wait, where is it? I've been retweeting everybody else's stuff so much. I'm like, wait, nope, wait, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Wow, I tweet a lot of things. I apologize. I had a whole thing here. And it's going. There it is. If I come back and a mod has already figured out what I'm about to do and done it for me, I'm a laugh. Okay, no. So, look, I also love gin, and I love aviations. And it turns out that a certain actor out there has a whole gin company that makes a gin perfect for making aviations, and that they also worked with somebody who is freaking amazing to do a thing, and I wouldn't mind getting on their radar. So if you could just retweet or quote tweet that with something, I would love it if that tweet got some engagement and maybe got in front of the right eyes. But, you know, that's all I'm asking. Sorry, Sinziak, hello! So it is 2 ounces vodka and 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. Everything else is correct. Ethlosoth. Ooh, that's a tongue twister. Everything else is correct. So, yeah, if you could retweet that, I'd be fine with that. So, we've got about 5 minutes on the bake for the cheesecake. I normally don't touch the cheesecake when it's done baking. You really want to let it cool and chill. I like to let it cool and come down in the oven, so I usually just turn off the oven and then let the temperature slowly come down. But because we got about 5 minutes on the bake, we're going to see what it looks like. Did I succeed or did I fail? Let's find out. But until then, I'm going to finish this cocktail. And it is so nice to know that I or any streamer, any friend of mine, anyone you like, any of your faves, can essentially do what they would normally do, put a link together, put an overlay together, pick a good cause, and that people are willing to come out and donate for that cause. You know, and I will also remind you that yes, if you're currently working and your company offers a charitable match, don't forget that your donation may be eligible for that match. Also, if you have given a lot to charity within a fiscal year, do not forget to report that stuff. That's it. Those are the only two things I'm saying. Otherwise, thank you. This has been a lovely success, and I really appreciate it. You know, I'm not saying I would say no to working with Ryan Reynolds and LeVar Burton, but I'd also just, if they, you know, wanted to work with me for Aviation Gin, I'd be lovely and happy doing that. I've got Creme de Violette, I've got Maraschino liqueur. Let's go! You work for Red Cross. Yes, that does count. I sadly cannot donate blood, but working for Red Cross is amazing. We're getting to the end. We are winding down. How was the IKEA hunt, Cypher? How was the IKEA dip in and dip out? Oh, I miss going to IKEA so much. The drink is amazing. Jinx, hi Jinx, thank you very much for that $20 donation. I appreciate it. That puts us at $1,520 raised for the American Heart Association. Ah, yes. This stream gave you the necessary strumph. Strumph. What is strumph? I like strumph. Oh no, you can't dip in and dip out of IKEA. You get I feel like you are when they would have rats in mazes doing tests of stuff. That is how IKEA does their layout. Like, you thought you were gone, and all of a sudden, like, I walk off one end of the screen and come in on the other. Like, that's how IKEA feels when I go there. And I don't even like the, I'm not even a fan of the Swedish meatballs. Don't cancel me. But I just love going. And I do what everyone does. I sit in the random things that are made up and you pretend it's your room for like 5 minutes. Everyone does it. Right. There's a reason they feed you. So we got 1 minute left on the cheesecake. I went a little bit over what I planned to do today, but I didn't get as early start, and I really didn't want to do anything super ahead of time. I could have chopped the veggies ahead of time. That might have saved me some time. I could have made the crust ahead of time, but I wanted you to see everything, to know that this all can happen now. However, you can also make a lot of this ahead of time. You could make the cheesecake batter the night before and just let it chill in the fridge. You could you could do your mise en place if you really wanted to. You could chop everything up and have everything in little bowls if you wanted to. But you know what? This is just how it works for most people. And I'm remembering I haven't had a bit of food all day. And I am having a cocktail. So, that's on me. So the cheesecake should be done. It should be done. I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous now. I'm a little nervous now. We'll see. Let me just go ahead and finish. I'm just going to finish this because, look, you know what? It's fine. I'm going to finish this. It's fine. Just move things out of the way. And you know what? Here's the thing. It might still be a little bit wiggly. Zinto! Tony, hi! Oh, goodness. I'm so happy to see my folks today! So, there is so much cleanup ahead of me right now. It's kind of scary. But I will say the playlist that I have, if anybody saw my video from last night, I did a link to the song, which is a cover of Sounds of Blackness, Optimistic. It's a Michael Gray, Brian Power remix. If you have Spotify, make a station based on that one song. It slaps, okay? I think I'm using that right. I think I'm using the is slaps. Is that what we do? I don't really know slang, like new slang. I'm an old person. I may not look it. I'm pretty old. But if you want to use that as a seed song for a Spotify station, brilliant. It's so good. So let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Okay. I am going to say this cheesecake is a little bit jiggly. So the cheesecake is a little bit jiggly. But this is the result. Like, you can see it's a little bit, you might, oh, hold on. Sorry. I realized I forced the focus on the camera all the way down. But the edges have the brown to them. You know, it's a little bit jiggly, but this is what we're basically going for. And that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this in the oven. Now, here's another really good tool. An instant read thermometer is great. The recipe actually tells you that the center of the cheesecake should register 150 degrees. You know, honestly, sometimes I just turn off the oven and let it cool down. But we're going ahead for, you know, for funsies, let's find out. Let's find out if it's quote-unquote done. I'm not left-handed. Hold on. No, wait. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to do this myself. Okay, it came out at 165. So, oh, I have something for that, Click Flint. Hold on. So, this is done. I'm going to put it back in the oven and let it cool. I'm going to turn the oven off and I'm going to just let it like kind of surround bake in the oven to finish it off. But it's done. So let me pop it back in. I've turned the oven off. Ooh, pardon me. I've turned the oven off, but the secret to this recipe, this cheesecake won't crack. And also, looking at the cover of the book, I think I did okay. Like, you know. But yeah, because we used cottage cheese and Greek yogurt and light cream cheese, and we didn't use sour cream or flour or anything, this cheesecake is very unlikely to crack. Very unlikely to crack. For regular cheesecakes, there are all kinds of methods out there. Water bath helps. Even just a pan of water in the oven for steam helps. What I find the easiest thing for having a cheesecake not crack is, again, try not to overbeat the batter, and then let it come down to temperature in the oven. So basically, it puffs up, but then as it cools in the oven, it kind of shrinks back into itself. Let it almost cool completely in the oven before putting it in the fridge. Because the fridge, when it's too hot, is what makes it start to do the thing. But also, a cracked cheesecake is love. You know what you find in those cracks? Deliciousness. And you know what those deliciousness needs are? Love. So, don't stress out about a cheesecake cracking. I guarantee you, You make somebody a crack cheesecake and they'll be like, just slice at the cracks. They'll never know. Just slice at the cracks. They'll never know. One time I had a cracked cheesecake and I was taking it to a Halloween party. So I actually took icing and I made a spider web on top of it around the cracks. And then just kind of filled the cracks with more frosting. Because I was like, whatever. And let me tell you, they didn't even eat my cheesecake. I have been to 3 parties in my lifetime where I have made a cheesecake for these parties and nobody touches it. And I take the whole ass thing home with me and I'm like, well, all right then. See what I do for you again. The cottage cheese, so that's why the cottage cheese is actually kind of neutral. And that is why Quinn Roke's question about the cottage cheese changing the flavor. The cottage cheese changes the flavor because the cottage cheese has no flavor. That's why there's so much sugar in the cheesecake. Because you really want the sugar and the cream cheese to boost that flavor. And by adding the plain Greek yogurt, you get a tang. The plain Greek yogurt gives you a nice tang, but it doesn't give you like a cheesy flavor. So yes, the cottage cheese absolutely does affect the flavor by not affecting the flavor. If you're gonna go ahead and make a cheesecake, try a regular recipe first, and then you can try a light recipe later. But as I said, most light recipes just say, you know what, just use light cream cheese. You can do a regular cheesecake recipe, swap out all the cream cheese for low calorie light cream cheese. Light cream cheese, and then there's like there's like half calorie cream cheese, and then third calorie cream cheese, and like no calorie cream cheese. Whatever. You do you. If you've learned nothing else from my cooking streams where I mess up and drop stuff and mess things up and forget to add things until the last minute and any of those things, just remember that, and like I said in my tweet, what you're doing, it's already amazing. You decided to get in the kitchen and make a thing. That's fucking amazing. In the apocalypse, trust me, when the zombie apocalypse shows up, the ability to make a thing into food, you're going to be welcome in any camp. And I'm looking at the Proud Owl because also the ability to make, like, you know, the ability to make the hair from the animals that you farm into food, into like clothing, I'll stick them with Zeki. Like, whatever camp Zeki is in the apocalypse, I'll be like, well, at least he can make me some sweaters. Okay? I'm just saying. Evaluate your apocalypse skills is what I'm saying, because the zombie apocalypse is coming. It's not. I'm kidding. It's not. Don't worry. You know, look, my second shot from Pfizer. No, I have Moderna. My second shot is on the 30th. So either I'm going to get superpowers, or I'm going to turn to a zombie, or both. I could be like a super zombie. That'd be kind of awesome. Yeah, that'd be awesome. What's interesting is, I guess I don't know what. Okay, so this is weird. I don't know how to knit. I'm not good at fabric arts. But I do know how to turn... I know how to turn raw fabric into... Like, I know how to turn hair into fabric. Like, I know how to spin. I know how to card. I can turn paper. I can turn, like, pulp into paper. I have such weird, random-ass things that I just wanted to learn. But I don't know how to actually knit. Yeah, maybe I'll learn. Maybe the vaccine will teach me how to knit. I see you. Vaccine, 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 vaccine. I'm begging you, please don't knock me out. Okay. So that's interesting because I get my second shot this Friday. So next weekend, there might not be any streams because I just might not be feeling good. But it'll be not feeling good for a good reason. Okay? It'll be not feeling good for a good reason. So there may not be any streams next weekend because I'm getting my shot on Friday. So, second shot on Friday. So let's see here. So we had the cheesecake. The cheesecake turned out amazingly. I'm letting it cool in the oven. I'm turning all the heat down. So I'm going to leave it in there probably until the oven is cold. And then I'm going to pop it in the fridge to continue to cool. We do have the turkey chili. The turkey chili is almost done. So hold on a second. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. I'm just laughing now at Vaccine sung to the rhythm of Jolene. That is killing me. I love it. Because I did say if we had time, which we do, and then we're going to raid into the next person who's currently doing, we're going to currently, sorry, oh wow, my bad, because I've been drinking and not eating. So, we are still part of American Heart Association's Revive Charity Food and Drink Marathon. We're going to raid into the next person who is currently Cosmic Cat, because we've been getting, hopefully, front page slots and front page consideration. I'm not going to lie, I checked. I feel like that didn't happen. But it's okay, because the person who's in charge of this for American Heart Association is a beast, and they're gonna go after Twitch about this. So I'm just saying. But oh, I was? Yay, I was. Because I checked yesterday, and we had some really amazing people doing this, and they weren't in the carousel, and that made me angry. That made me like big angry. Okay, so the turkey chili's up and ready. Let me check, hold on. Let me check to see what a serving is. Because so buried under all this mess, there is a kitchen scale, and I do check the kitchen scale just to, just to try when I'm being that person and I'm weighing out and parceling out my stuff. I try to do a serving, but let me see if this actually says. No. All right, so I didn't actually say how much. Oh, 11 and a half ounces. 11 and a half ounce serving. So let me try measuring out that. And, but also, look. If you hungry, eat. Okay, if you're hungry, eat. If you portion out your stuff and you measure out your stuff and you do good portions, and after you have what everyone considers one portion, you're still hungry, please eat. Do not feel like, oh, well, I've already had a portion, I can't have... Eat! Your brain and your body need you to eat. Eat. But I have a kitchen scale for such things, so let's try. Let's try seeing if we can do a serving of this. Andy Serkis in the Star Wars. Oh, I don't understand that reference. Wait, was he in the Star Wars? Was he in the Star Wars? Do you hear me? What am I like? Was he in the Star Wars? Who decided what a serving is anyway is a valid question. So, oh, cool. All right, so we're going to go with 11 and a half ounces, and we'll see. Jess, go JG, hello, welcome on in, friend. So, essentially, that fills about a bowl. Yeah, that fills about a bowl. Look at that butt. It's like that turtle looking at deer butt. Turtle looking at deer butt. Okay, so we have now measured out a good serving of this. There goes my coffee spoon. There goes everything today. Everything. Okay, so that's the chili. That's like one serving of it. Okay, so, oops, there goes my spoon all over my sink. Oh my. I don't want to hear it about the pre-bag shredded cheese. I know about the pre-bagged shredded cheese. I know. Okay? End of discussion. So, you weren't, but some people might, because I totally understand. I totally understand why. The things they do. So here's a food thing, and I'm not judging. But if you have the ability, to get your own block of cheese and shred it yourself, do that. If you don't worry about it. The only reason that there is discourse over pre-shredded cheese is that they do add things to keep the cheese essentially separating itself. But those things don't affect you. You know, it's like when you look at... Oh, wait, hold on. It's like when you look at pre-shredded Parmesan, and they say that there's cellulose in it to prevent caking. Yeah, there's cellulose in it so that it doesn't turn into a block of cheese in the container. Yes, but people will say, well, why am I having this? I'm like, because you don't want to shred your own cheese, that's why. It ain't hurting you, okay? It ain't hurting you. I have a shredder, I have a cheese grater. I'm not doing that today, okay? I ain't doing it. So, let's go with a dollop of cream cheese. If you have the brand name, you can do a dollop of the brand name. I went with... The reason I went with the store brands is because I really love the cooking shows where the staff will make... Like, the staff will make labels and put them on everything so that the show isn't, like trying to look like they're sponsoring a thing. So that's the reason that I went with, like, the generic store brand stuff, because it looks like it's not promoting anything. Full disclosure, Happy Belly is the Whole Foods Amazon brand. If you have a problem with Amazon, you're currently watching me stream on Twitch. So, you know, sort that out for yourself. I also don't have a staff, so I didn't have time to print up labels for all these things. So, this is light sour cream. We give it a nice little whippy, whippy, whippy. And then dollop. A little extra dollop. Why not? Right in the middle. Ooh, sour cream. Ooh, it's sour and creamy. Who knew? Yeah. Look, I will take a fancy walking stick anytime. I will. Oh, sorry. This is just sharp... Pardon. Pardon. This is just sharp cheddar cheese. Ooh, hold on. It's just sharp cheddar cheese. If you like the blends, if you want to do a Monterey Jack, if you want to do a Pepper Jack, whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. Oh, I see. That is a... Oh. Got it. I understand why it tried to do that. Okay, so... That's the chili we made. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to eat it, aren't I? Okay. This is actually a lot. I tend to not eat this much at one sitting, but you know, when in Rome. Oh, it's spicy! Ooh, I was about to do a whole damn step show right there. Ooh. 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 So, as I said, I didn't add tons of salt and pepper when I made it. Hey, Dandy. I didn't add a ton of salt and pepper when I made it. So, I'm going to add some salt now. If anyone has seen Star Trek, I may have seen an episode or two in my time. Just saying. If you saw the episode early on with the salt creature, that's me. That's me. Hey, Dandy Beyond! Exclamation point menu will let you know what we've cooked today. And I am just now unplug your PS5's haunted. Mm. 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 So, what I will say is, based on how you watched me make it, depending on how your level of food texture is, and I don't like the word mouthfeel, I wish Food Network had never made it a thing. If you want your vegetables, if you want your onion and your pepper softer, start those first. Soften those down first. Toss in the garlic, then toss in the tomatoes, toss in the juice, toss in all that. Do that first. I like a little bit of a bite to my peppers and onions, but it is... Oh no, you clipped that? Oh no, I'm gonna use that later. I mean, legit, it is allergy season. I do take allergy meds, so this is just like the entire works have been cleared. Mmm. So it's good. It's simple. It's easy. Spicy. I'm just like, oh. I'm like sweating. Okay, I'm sweating. A little bit. Might need to make another drink. But yeah, so if you want to combat spices, milk works, beer works, cocktails work, and also water works. Water is probably not the best thing for combating spice. Milk is, but cocktail and beer tend to numb you just enough that you don't notice. Ooh, but that is really yummy. That's really good. And, oof. Oof. That's nice. So, what did we do today? What did we do today? You started my day with me early on, and we made some coffee. I walked you through my weird... some people have said it's weird and laborious. It's just me, normal, so it's fine. Making coffee, I froth milk, I use an AeroPress to make coffee, I use a frother for my milk. It's all good. That's usually what you see. It was a visible mug today because we're not on green screen. And then we started on the light New York cheesecake, courtesy of America's Test Kitchen. And it uses cottage cheese and Greek yogurt and light cream cheese to get the same feel, but cut a bunch of the calories. Then we also started some super light chili con carne with beans. It swaps out the normal meat you'd find for turkey. And it's just a bunch of chopped vegetables. You let it simmer with tomatoes. You add some spices, the chipotle chili powder and cumin, which are kicking my butt right now. And then you let it simmer. And it's fine. The longer it sits, the better it'll be. You might want to leave that on the stove. It's fine. You want to portion it out into containers later to save for leftovers. It's great. You want to portion some out to freeze later. Like if you get tired of chili after a few days, freeze it. And then you got chili in the freezer. Pardon me. And then we made a modified Cosmopolitan, which we're now calling a Necropolitan because we did it pomegranate style in the manner of Hades. And that was like 2 ounces vodka, 1 ounce of triple sec, 3/4 ounce of pomegranate juice, 1/2 ounce of lemon juice, and then we added 1 tiny drop of purple gel food coloring to give it that nice black sheen. And then you watched me eat the chili and kind of like have to dance because it's spicy as heck. This chili gonna make me sweat. Just like Martha Wash not getting paid for CNC Music Factory stealing her voice. So, you know. I feel like I brought it back around to music. Brian, hello! Welcome on in. That's not all for me. I need to go. I need to eat. And then clean. It's actually a little disturbing how much I have to clean. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's just... If we can do this. There's a lot in the sink. There's a lot in the sink. There's a lot that's going to have to happen later on. We do not think about the cleaning. We try not to think about the cleaning. We try not to think about it. But let me see if I can go to the credits screen so that I can say thank you for everyone who's been here, for hanging out. And we're going to go raid the next person in the marathon who should already be on doing the thing. We raised $1,500. Actually, wait. No, wait. Yes, $1,520 for the American Heart Association. That is amazing. If everybody can do that who's on this marathon, it'll be freaking fantastic. So let me start the credits rolling.